مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا.
Very unusual thing is, in 2 verses Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala completed the whole inheritance law, and it is so beautiful, it's so complex, but it's amazing that how a fair share would go.
يوصيكم الله في أولادكم للذكر مثل حظ الأنثيين فإن كن نساء فوق 2 فلهن ثلثا ما ترك وإن كانت واحدة فلها النصف ولأبويه لكل واحد منهما السدس مما ترك إن كان له ولد فإن لم يكن له ولد وورثه أبواه فلأمه الثلث فإن كان له إخوة فلأمه السدس من بعد وصية يوصي بها أو دين آباؤكم وأبناؤكم لا تدرون أيهم أقرب لكم نفعا فريضة من الله إن الله كان عليما حكيما.
Allah directs you concerning your children. For a male there is a share equal to that of 2 females. But if they are only women more than 2, then they get 2/3 of what one leaves behind. If she is 1, she gets 1/2. As for his parents, for each of them, there is 1/6 of what he leaves in case he has a child. But if he has no child and his parents have inherited him, then his mother gets 1/3. If he has some brothers or sisters, his mother gets 1/6, all after settling the will he might have made, or a debt. You do not know who, out of your fathers and your sons, is closer to you in benefiting you. All this is determined by Allah. Surely, Allah is all-knowing, all-wise.
So this is the first part of the 2 verses which explain, and there's a third one about the person who has a kalala that we'll come to discuss later. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Allah has yusikum, Allah has directed you and gave you the will about your children's. For the boy, there is 2 share equal to a girl. So if somebody has a daughter and son, so see, it did not say daughter will get half of the son, it says son will get double of the daughter. So question is, why boy getting double? Why? Because the explanation is that the girl, when she get the share, whatever she gets share, she can take away. She has no obligation to take care of parents. She has no obligation by the Sharia, no obligation to take care of any debt and other loans. She just take it and take it with her family. If she's married, she will take it with her husband and children, then that is her money. With the boy, when the son is left, son has the obligation to take care of the mother, to the other brothers, sisters, and all the other debts and the responsibility of the father when he passes away. So this is why the boy is getting double share. And when we come to certain calculation, even though the share is written, when it is distributed, he gets nothing. There's certain situation. So he has a responsibility, and that's why it is being given, because he has to take care of mom for the rest of his or her life if she doesn't get married. And it says, فَإِن كُنَّ نِسَاءً فَوْقَ 2 فَلَهُنَّ ثُلُثٌ مَا تَرَكَ. If the man have left daughters, then they will get the 2/3 of the wealth. So it's the person who have more than 1 daughter, they will get 2/3. But if he has 1 daughter, she will get half of his wealth. Now the question for us, practical question in US or a country where Muslims are living as a minority, because what happened in Islamic state, it might be taken by the state for the rest of the wealth. But in non-Islamic country, what you do is, the scholar have said that you keep giving her share till the last possible division available, and that will all be given to them between more than 1 daughter or 1 daughter. 1 daughter will be given 50 and another 50, and that she will be taking all of it. Because after paying the dues, the debts, the expenditures of the funeral care, and all the loans and debt the man owns. So this is very important to understand. When a person owes money, first it will be given his debt to be paid off, then the funeral expenses, and whatever he has written and his will be executed after all these expenses are paid. People often arrange for the funeral prayer and all that. It is not an obligation, not requirement, but if it does, it blesses. And a person has not much wealth, they are not required to invite people to feed them. That's a bad tradition has happened among subcontinental Muslims and many other cultures, that the family who's already in the grief and loss, they guest to be fed, and people think that they have to feed the people. You don't have to. Islam does not require a grieving family. So many people, what they do in certain culture, particularly subcontinental culture, people send food to their home for 3 days or 7 days or whatever number of days they can afford, so that the family is really in the grieving and the distress. Okay. وَلِأَبْوَيْهِ لِكُلِّ وَاحِدٍ مِّنْهُمَا السُّدُسُ مِمَّا تَرَكَ in kana lahu waladun. So again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that for each of the parents there is a 1/6 of the share. So after the whole value is calculated, the debt and the loans are paid, funeral expenses are done. After that, the first the division will be for the parents is 1/6 will be given of the total wealth, and then whatever is left from that also the wife will be given. But again, it says mimma tarak wa in kana lahu waladun fa in kana lam yakun lahu waladun. So if that person has 1/6 what he has left, if he has a child, the man, okay, when a baby boy is born, everybody of the relatives, brothers, sisters, and cousin and aunts and uncle are removed. They are no more qualified for inheritance if a boy is born. But for the girl, they still have the share. But if he has no child and his parents have inherited him, then his mother will get 1/3. So if the person dies and he has no children, the parents are alive, both parents will get distribution, with the mother will get 1/3 and the father will get rest, 3/4. So this is how the distribution. But if the person has left children, if he has some brother or sisters, his mother get 1/6. So if parents have other children, then the mother's share will be reduced by the other children because they will be part of the inheritance. All after settling have made debts are paid. So after all the debts and settlement done. Now in this distribution of brothers sisters, if a person died, he does not have children, he has wife, he has parents alive, and he has brothers sisters. So first we mentioned, this is something very much interesting, that all the distribution is based on women, not men. Then the women is mentioned as the first. Boy will get double the share of a daughter. Mother will get 1/3 or 1/6. 1/3 in the matter when there are no brothers sisters, if that only child was there. If the deceased had a brother sister, then the mother her share will be reduced to 1/6, as the share of the children come with the person dying. That parents get 1/6, but the father's share get reduced less than mother's reduction. So this is something very important. But if he has brother sisters, each one will get 1/6. And in this particular share, there's no reduction in women's share. Brother and sister both will get equal share. They will be divided into them. Suppose somebody has a brother and a sister, or 2 brothers, 2 sisters, or 3 brothers, 2 sisters. Each one will be distributed as divided by number of brother sisters. So somebody has $100 divided by 5 brother sisters, each will get 20/20. So that is how it goes. But all of this will be after the person's dead and all expenses are paid. And then further it says, when these people are coming to you, give them some little bit of the guest who are there, if you think that is. Aba'ukum abna'ukum, your fathers or your sons. La tadruna ayyuhum aqrabu lakum naf'a. You do not know who is close to you in your benefit. what it means is that who prays for you most after you passed away, you're deceased. You think the most closest is your children, but often we find children do not care much, but the parents always miss their child. Faridatun min Allah, this is an obligation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inna Allah kana aliman hakima, indeed Allah is all-knowing and wise. Let's listen to the verse number 12, and this is something of the further. A husband and wife, when they pass away, what is their share with the children in same marriage or from the other marriage?
ولكم نصف ما ترك أزواجكم إن لم يكن لهن ولد فإن كان لهن ولد فلكم الربع مما تركن من بعد وصية يوصين بها أو دين ولهن الربع مما تركتم إن لم يكن لكم ولد فإن كان لكم ولد فلهن الثمن مما تركتم من بعد وصية توصون بها أو دين وإن كان رجل يورث كلالة أو امرأة وله أخ أو أخت فلكل واحد منهما السدس فإن كانوا أكثر من ذلك فهم شركاء في الثلث من بعد وصية يوصى بها أو دين غير مضار وصية من الله والله عليم حليم.
For you there is 1/2 of what your wives leave behind, in case they have no child. But, if they have a child, you get 1/4 of what they leave, after settling the will they might have made, or a debt. For them, the wives, there is 1/4 of what you leave behind, in case you have no child. But, if you have a child, they get 1/8 of what you leave, after settling the will you might have made, or a debt. And if a man or a woman is kalala, for example, has neither parents alive, nor children, and has a brother or a sister, then each one of them will get 1/6. However, if they are more than that, they will be sharers in 1/3, after settling the will that might have been made, or a debt, provided that the will must not be intended to harm anyone. This is a direction from Allah. Allah is all-knowing, forbearing.
So this verse explains that what is the situation for the husband and wife in inheritance. So for that wife, she will get 1/4. And for you, if a wife dies, husband will get 1/2 of her wealth if she has no children from any marriage. If she does have a child, then the husband will get 1/4. So husband's share is taken away less from the children from previous marriage or current marriage. And then he will inherit only 1/2. First, without child, he will get 1/2. And with the child, he will get 1/4. After all the debts and expenses are made. And the funeral expenses that. But if a husband dies, the wife left without children will get 1/4 of the wealth. Rest of it will be distributed among other relatives. And if like father and mother, so she and if the person has children, she will get 1/8 of the wealth. Now after settling all the debts, this is why the calculation goes: if a person dies and he have a parents alive and he have a wife and children, so if a person has married, his wife will get 1/8, or she will get 1/4 if he passes away without child and with child. Suppose if he has a child, all the other relatives will disappear. They will not get any share except wife, parents. Parents get 1/6, wife get 1/8 because the person has left heir. If it's a boy, he will get double share of sister, if he had sister. If he does not have sister, he get everything, but he has all the responsibility after paying 1/8 to the mother and 1/6 to both parents, grandparents. So both grandparents will get, and that. But if he has a sister, then that will be divided among them into 3 parts. In other words, one sister will get half of what the brother will get, or the brother will get double of what she got. So what you do is you divide into 4 portions. Like if somebody has 2 sisters and 1 brother, so you make imaginary another sister. So you become 3 parts. Actually, for the boy will get 2 shares. So you can make 4 and divide it into 4 portions, and the boy will get 2 portions, and each sister will get 1 portion. This is how they divide. So this is after all the debts is paid. But if a man dies, wife get 1/4. If she has no children left, or man has not left any children behind, but if he has left children, she will get 1/8. And after all the wealth and expenses are paid. Now, kalala is a very important person. He neither have parent life nor have children, so he's not married, like a single man, but he could be wealthy. And I have a case. There's one friend of mine, he was from India, and he died of cancer, but he was very rich. So his brothers, sisters were there. So what it is said, that if a person has parents, father will get most of it, and between parents they will be managing it. Brother, sister will get 1/6, and it will be among them equally divided. From this verse would be understood. And that if they're more than that number, they will be all party in share of 1/3, and they will be equally divided. No boy and girls share a difference. So those who say why the girl is getting half, but here she's getting more. Husband is given half of it because husband is responsible to maintain the wife. Wife have no obligation to maintain the husband's expenses. If she does it, it's a kindness and favor. So in Islamic inheritance law, women are a winner in every aspect. There was a rule came in that if a woman dies, there will be 50 camels, and if a man dies, there'll be 100 camel value. So the women in Pakistan, they started objecting that there's a discrimination against women. So the scholar said that, do you see what it is here? Do you not realize what it is? They said, what? They said, if your husband died, you'll get more wealth, equal 100 camel value. And if you die, he gets half of the value. So basically, he's not getting any more benefits. So discrimination is not against women, it's a discrimination is against men. Men is getting less money if a wife dies. So this is something, or get killed. That was a murder case. So this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have distributed and divided in a share. So if a person is the center, and then he has an upline and he has a downline and he has a sideline. Upline is parents, grandparents. Downline is children's and grandchildren's. Sideline is actually the equal. Next is the spouse. Then becomes the brothers and sisters and other aunts and uncles and their descendants. So there's a whole formula divide, and Islamic inheritance laws is so comprehensive. They invented algebra to put the share. And this is why the Muslims are the inventor of mathematics or arithmetics. If you ask anybody historically, Arabs are being called for the mathematics. And the Prophet Muhammad, who was unlettered, uneducated, he made such a complex and comprehensive distribution system that it is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given as a gift to the mankind. So parents get fixed 1/6 if you have children. The father will get 3/4 and mother will get 1/3 if you don't have a children. If you have a wife, she will get 1/8. If you have more than one wife, they all will be sharing in 1/8 of it. If you have a brother, sisters, they will be out if you have a child. If you do not have child, then they will be partners in 1/6. An equal share of all of them will get it. And but if the father is alive, then he get the most of it. And this is how after giving 1/3 to the mother and 1/6 to the brother, sisters, rest is father. If the man is kalala. So these are the very, very, very scientific calculation of it. So it is very important to understand. Prophet ﷺ said, a person does good deeds till he's a palm breadth or distance away from the paradise, and he made error in the will, and they end up in the hellfire. Listen to the last verse in this reference, and then inshallah we'll start next Sunday.
ومن يعص الله تلك حدود الله ومن يطع الله ورسوله يدخله جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها وذلك الفوز العظيم.
These are the limits set by Allah. Whoever obeys Allah and His Messenger, He will admit him to gardens beneath which rivers flow, where he will live forever. That is a great success.
ومن يعص الله ورسوله ويتعد حدوده يدخله نارا خالدا فيها وله عذاب مهين.
Whoever disobeys Allah and His Messenger and transgresses the limits set by Him, He shall admit him to the fire, where he will remain forever. For him there is a humiliating punishment.
So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is finalizing these verses by saying that whoever obeys Allah and His Messenger will be entering the paradise, and this is the will, and will is one of the most important things for the human life. And there were previous rules for the inheritance, and they are all abrogated. They are no more valid. This is the valid inheritance law in Islamic Sharia. With this, we will stop today. Inshallah, next Sunday we will begin with the next verse and ongoing. There are a lot of rules and laws and explanation, so that's why we'll be a little slow in moving further.